Hi everyone, welcome back to Sales Guy. We are chatting today about where the population is going to go in the next 5, 10 onwards years. Now, the left-leaning audience, and this is generalization, so don't get your back up about it, all right? The sort of left-leaning audience is saying that overpopulation is the problem. This has been going on for centuries, where people were always worried about exploding populations, especially in the Western world. If you look at Victorian Britain, one of the big worries of the future was a rise in the population, which obviously turned out to be complete rubbish. Whereas I think that there is something that's happened over the last, especially 5 years. In the Western world, the birth rates are below the replication level. The birth rates of developed countries are extremely low. Now, this is a big worry. It's a big worry, and I don't think it's because people don't want to have kids. I think that if you look at most people that are well adjusted, they do end up pairing off, and, you know, a lot of them get married. A lot of people do want to have children. But today, because of the birth control, people get to choose when they have kids. If people are not in the right economic space, they will probably choose not to have a child. Sorry, excuse me, I've just got a cat here. He's roaming about, so ignore the cat. Now, because of that, people will not have kids in bad economic times. A great example is during COVID, where people were literally locked up together, and you'd think there would be an absolute explosion of birth rate, but the opposite happened. And the reason the opposite happened was because the economic outlook was getting worse and worse. Yes, people had money in their pockets because the government had given them, but people are smarter than you give them credit for, and people are forward-looking. And when you lock people up and you say that the end of the world is nigh, they're not going to have children if they choose to. So I think that the problem, especially in the UK, in the developed world, you know, Western Europe, the UK, Canada, Australia, South Korea, you know, the US, these countries are not going to have a high birth rate or a birth rate that's going to replicate the population. It's pretty bad now. In the UK, the number of teenagers is now outnumbered by the number of over 50s for the first time ever. That is not a good sign. So, in my personal opinion, I think that in the future, being of the young working age population, that's going to become extremely scarce. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys have read, and yeah, happy to have a chat in the comments section. So until next time, bye bye.